welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, obviously you see we have a very different setup than normal because today we are doing a mukbang. For today's topic, while we are having our little mukbang, is we're going to be talking about dating and relationships. For today's cuisine, we had takeout from a local restaurant and it's called Wojia Hunan Cuisine, and we got a variety of different dishes. Question number 1, how to leave a good impression on the first date. Let's talk about from, as a girl's perspective, what we think a guy should have. Like, what would give us a good impression?
If you're going on a formal date, then I would like for the guy to make the effort to come walk me or like pick me up, or at least make some sort of effort. Obviously, he doesn't need to call an Uber, it's not anything like that, but at least ask.
Don't just wait in the car.
Yeah, especially if it's at night, it's like a sign of respect, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
How do you like it? You like it?
Oh my god, this is spicy. Are you like walking me all the way to the door? It's really nice.
A little hand behind the back while he's guiding you?
Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah, that's cute.
That's never happened to me actually.
Oh, really?
I'm the guiding part, that's never happened to me.
Oh.
But just walking me to the door is really cute.
Ooh, it is spicy. I'm gonna die in 2 seconds.
American takes spice. But Kaycee and I,
They're the champions.
we can take spice. I think another thing is, if the guy is the one suggesting the date, he should pick something that resonates with your interests. If you both really enjoy food, then it's fine to go to a restaurant. But if you're both like an outdoorsy person, I feel like the best first date is, of course, to do something that you both like. And that just shows me that they put thought into the date.
Being considerate, being thoughtful about the first date kind of thing. I feel like most guys aren't like that.
Yeah, and if not, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine.
I just want point.
I feel like since it's the first date, I don't really care what we do as long as we can talk to each other. Like, it's not a movie.
Yeah.
Because I do want to be in public. Like, sure, if I like hiking, I wouldn't want to go hiking for the first date. Just in case.
Yeah, I agree. Movie is a terrible first date. You can't even talk. You just sit there and you're kind of just like in each other's presence. It's so weird. You basically don't even know the person. So next question. Dating apps. Yay or nay? Bro, we only go on dating apps. Oh, but here, how about this? Favorite dating apps?
Hinge.
Rate your dating apps.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, love
Hinge.
Hinge. We love Hinge.
Hinge at the top, Tinder at the bottom.
Yeah, Tinder at the bottom.
What else have you tried?
Coffee meets bagel. You've tried coffee meets
Yeah,
bagel.
Miss Bagel is, I heard that from a girl's perspective, there are less attractive guys on Coffee Meets Bagel. I don't know if that's true.
Hinge has a good selection.
Hinge does.
I like Hinge.
I agree.
Tinder is just the Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
Tinder's a mess.
Yeah, it's just not it.
I feel like Hinge is more, I mean, their whole slogan is designed to be deleted. It's more based on dating, not hooking up.
What do you guys think about League?
I've been on Meredith's league for 3 days. I'm her manager.
Expose me.
It's too slow.
3 days.
I don't like that.
You can't filter fast.
Yeah.
Okay. One person.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I've never met
one
anyone from League. In conclusion, dating apps yay, because we don't know how to meet people in regular day-to-day lives. This is a really popular question. A lot of people asked this, which was thoughts on long-distance relationships during COVID, and any tips for those people who are in long-distance relationships. Also, just a disclaimer out here, out of all 3 of us, I'm the only one who has never been in a relationship. Take all of my advice with a grain of salt. I am basically the least qualified out of all of us.
It's hard for us to talk about this just because we've never been in a very long-term, long-distance relationship.
You kind of had one. For like a summer, like briefly?
But I don't think summer really counts.
Oh,
It's
no,
hard to tell. I don't think it counts. I think when it becomes a problem is when you don't know when it's gonna end.
I think summer's too short. I don't think it's
I see.
really long distance.
And you know that you're gonna come back to each other.
Yeah.
Right.
But the ambiguity of not knowing when you're gonna next see each other, if you're gonna be in the same city, I feel like I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Personally, I've never done it, but I don't think I could.
Neither did I. Like, FaceTiming someone every day gets so boring. Like, how much can you really talk about?
I think the only way it would work is if you have some activity you share that can be done apart, like playing video games. I feel like that can be connected.
Even TV, it's like kind of hard.
That's like not enough, I feel.
Kind of boring. It's
I
like
feel-
watching a movie, you just kind of sit there.
Yeah.
People just FaceTime, right? And text.
Texting gets so boring, dude. Holy shit. Can you imagine texting that long distance?
I'm the worst texter, so I would be the worst.
If I were dating somebody and it had to become long distance and we enjoyed Minecraft as much as I did, and we played often, I think it would work. It's like hanging out.
So you don't need that physical
Physical
touch.
touch.
It's like on the bottom of your list, Minecraft top.
It's quality time.
I feel like It's one thing though to have quality time in person versus online, even if you do enjoy playing games together.
This is just my thought. I haven't
Right.
experienced.
I don't know. I feel like
It's hard.
You have to be someone who's very special.
If you truly like the person, I think it'll definitely still work.
Yeah.
Okay, so next question. Good first date ideas. As we said, not movie. Oh, what are your guys' ideal first date? Are you like a wine and dine kind of person, or are you like take me to
Well, I'm still
nature-y?
underage. So there's no whining and dining. I like nature.
Just like going out to eat, like restaurant. Restaurant is a first date versus seeing a view or like sunset or something like that.
I think I prefer nature over going to a restaurant. Like a picnic over going to a restaurant. I like some more intimate.
I actually do think that picnics I would like them more for second, third dates. For me, like dinner and drinks, well, one, I just love food, so if it's like a new restaurant that we've never been before.
I like restaurant because if the date is shit, you can just leave. Like, if you have a picnic and it's shit, that's so awkward. Yeah, like he has to pack up, he has to like, I would feel so bad.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Under the assumption that it goes well.
Do you guys think the guy should always pay for dinner dates? Or do you think the guy should pay for the first date? How do you think paying should go when it comes to like restaurant?
I feel like whoever suggests a date, whether it's the guy or the girl, should be prepared to pay. But if a guy asks me out, I'll always offer to split.
You always offer.
I always offer.
When the bill comes.
I'll always offer and then see their reaction.
Have you suggested a first date before?
No, I have not. I feel like I do like a more traditional gentleman. I want to be courted, so I'd like for the guy to ask me out on the first date.
What about like other dinner dates? Would you want to split?
In the future, like beyond the first date, yeah, I'd be down to split. I definitely don't want the guy to pay for everything. I want there to be some balance.
Right.
I think after the first date, it's whoever suggests to go out with.
Yeah, I agree. That's fair.
It's not the same balance financially. You shouldn't suggest a very expensive date and expect you to pay.
Yeah, I wonder if there's ever been situations in which a girl suggests an expensive restaurant expecting the guy to pay for it.
That's rude.
Yeah, it is. Okay, next question. Tips on how to get back into the dating world. When is it the right time?
The right time is when you are not actively seeking for a relationship. Like when you're happy with yourself. I think that's the right time.
You shouldn't be seeking.
Yeah. Just be comfortable with where you are in life.
I feel like most of the relationships that I consider very serious, it just happened naturally. I wasn't looking for anything. If anything, I was not looking.
I think same goes for me.
Because then you're willing to accept lower than your standards, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. And you might come off too strong.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. That's a huge turn off. What about after you break up with someone? What's a good time in between?
I don't think there is a time.
I feel like you can put a measurement on it.
Yeah.
I feel like just general respect. I like a month.
At least a month?
Yeah.
I honestly think that it depends on how you broke up, like how long.
Yeah,
What if,
of course.
What
of
if you
course.
broke up yesterday? Would you be down to see this guy?
But like,
No, it's like how much do you like that person, right?
yeah,
If
what
they meant to
happened?
love
What
for
went
it.
wrong?
Yeah, it was like
Are you
cheating.
over him
Was
already?
it?
Yeah.
Was it mutual agreement? It just there's so
Too
many
many
factors.
I agree. But no matter what happened, I would be pretty hurt if someone moved on too quick too. And I really like the person.
What are important factors you look for in a significant other? Hit me with your top must-haves.
High EQ.
Yeah, being considerate, so important.
Them understanding and you not having to explain every single detail. Right?
Bro.
It'll get exhausting.
I feel like that's...
Teaching someone is so hard. Teaching someone EQ is literally impossible.
Don't you feel like guys complain a lot about, oh my god, like how do you expect me to read your mind?
I don't expect you to read my mind, but if we're at the point where we are serious and you care about me, it will naturally happen. You will naturally know what's okay and what's not okay, things like that. There should be boundaries. And a part of that is, I think, through communication.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very
Transparency,
important.
really, really important. Someone who is very open-minded. Someone who has the same sense of humor. Sense of humor is very big.
Careers, I don't really have a preference for career. Preferably, I guess something that's not software, 'cause that's what I'm doing.
Right.
I think some variety would be good. And as long as you're able to support yourself, that's what I'm looking for. As long as I don't have to support both of us.
Yeah, I would
That's
prefer
my field.
someone who is not in my field just so I can learn, new
Something
things.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
At the same time, although people say like, oh, what they make doesn't matter, I do agree to a certain extent, but
does matter.
it does matter in the long
Yeah.
run because then you're going to be combining your finances and then you have to think about a lot of, problems just stem from money issues,
Yeah.
right? So maybe it doesn't matter right now when your finances are separate.
Do you think that when you get married, you're gonna combine finances? Some
Yeah.
people are very particular about that. Some people have like their own separate accounts, and then they have like a pool where they share things like rent,
I
groceries.
still think that counts.
I feel like I'm fully combined if I'm married.
Me
Like
too.
we're one now.
I'm very traditional about that.
Yeah.
How do you decide when the best time is to transition from talking to dating someone? If you're on a dating app, you're already like dating.
Really?
Yeah. You don't think so?
I wouldn't say someone I just went on like a first date with. I wouldn't.
You didn't call that dating?
No, you're just talking.
Yeah, you just went on a date.
I feel like dating is boyfriend girlfriend, right? Is that not?
What?
No. I feel like dating is an in between.
Why are so many stages?
I think dating is when you're hanging out with someone and you both have romantic interests.
Wait, so
That's
first date,
immediately
let's say
dating.
we went on a first date with Bob.
Yeah.
And it's like it was Ike, and then I asked, "Are you dating Bob?" Would you say yes?
I would say I'm dating around. I went on a date with Bob and I am dating around.
Exactly. You went on a date with Bob, right? You wouldn't say you're dating Bob. Dating means, for me, I feel like if I just go on a first date, it doesn't count as. I'm not.
So
telling everyone
dating
that I'm
requires
dating.
consistency.
Yeah.
If I were to be going on multiple dates with multiple different people, I wouldn't say I'm dating any of them. I don't know.
You just say that you're dating in general.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
that's
just going on dates.
Right.
I'm not
Okay.
dating anyone yet.
Okay. So when do you think is the right time to transition from talking to dating someone?
It just depends on how you feel about the person.
If you're both feeling really strongly and you don't want to be with anyone else, just feel it.
Yeah. You just don't feel like thinking about anybody else. If
You're
you like the
constantly just
person
thinking about that person.
Yeah.
You only want to be with them.
I'm
Yeah.
saying, how do you know the other person will feel the same way if you've been talking for so long?
But you don't.
Do you believe in right person, wrong time? Have I ever had a right person, wrong time?
I believe it.
Yeah, I think.
If you're just like in a different stage of life and you have different priorities right now,
Do you think it's possible for you to like go back to that person a few years later? Like, would you give the person another chance if you broke up because of
Circumstances? Yeah.
yeah, like that kind of circumstance?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on and off relationships?
I've always thought they were messy. Not my cup of tea. I feel like if it's off, just leave it off.
I don't know, it might work. I think the chances are lower.
Yeah. Like what happened? Why did the two of you give up on your relationship to begin with? Why was it even off? I feel like I personally can't bounce back from being off.
Like, people can't change that fast.
Exactly.
I think you need more time between like when you break up to when you get back together. If it's like within the next week, I don't know how much has changed. Within the first couple weeks, I feel like you miss that person the most. So if
Of
you're getting
course.
back together on the consensus of, oh,
It's an emotional choice.
yeah, you were my home, like I miss you, then that's not a good mentality because you forget about all the
Bad things. Yeah. See, my 8th grade boyfriend, I was so in love with him. Dude, we broke up 13 times. He would like
What
cheat
was
and shit.
after someone cheats, right now,
Cut.
Ooh.
No
in
chance.
any
I
situation,
don't care what happened. I
would you go back?
No.
Never?
No matter what. There's way too many people out there in this world. Like I have more self-respect.
I agree.
I would
100%
never do that
agree.
to anybody. I would
I-
never cheat.
exactly.
So I expect the same.
For someone to cheat, I don't get it because I don't think I could ever do that.
Yeah.
So wrong. Like you're
Like
hurting
just
the other
leave
person
that
so
person.
much. Exactly.
Just leave that person because
Yeah.
you're not only hurting that relationship,
So
you're hurting
selfish to
future relationships that they're going to have because they're
Yeah,
not going to be able to trust people anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like if you're not satisfied, just leave. Like, what is the point?
Man, breakups are so scary.
Your fault.
Yeah, so full. Dude, we killed this bowl of noodles.
Why am I still not full?
Neither am I. Give any advice about those who have strict Asian parents and that affecting their relationship? Restricting, like, you can't even date until this age. Or some parents are like, you can't even date a certain race. Or some parents are like, oh, you have to date a person in a certain career.
Stand up to your parents, I guess, because your relationship will suffer if you don't. Eventually, you're gonna live your own life, right? You can't let your parents dictate whom you could love.
It's hard though because I know, I mean, even our parents, I would say I have very traditional Korean parents. If one day I found like a really amazing guy and say they weren't this image of what my parents wanted them to be, I think that as long as they saw that that person really respected me and cared about me and loved me,
Yeah.
eventually they would
Come around.
And fortunately, I feel like my parents are open-minded enough to know that like whoever does love you, that's what matters at the end of the day. It doesn't matter like what race, where they come from.
Only advice I can give is that when I was in high school, I was pretty rebellious. I liked guys, not a lot of guys like me. I liked a guy, of course my parents wouldn't allow it, there were just like books in school. So I would sneak out of the house, like 2, 3 a.m. I would sneak out of the house, I would literally climb out of my window, climb down the rooftop, go see people. I mean, my 8th grade boyfriend at the time, I would skip class to see him. Yeah, he made it work. I think I agree with what you said, just live your life. Honestly, be a little rebellious, disobey your parents.
I agree.
I support it. Did you ever sneak out to see people?
I did. Well,
Or, like-
my one boyfriend in high school,
Yeah, I've never snuck out ever in my life.
So here's the thing. I think what you think is the end of the world in high school
So not.
is irrelevant in 5 years.
Seriously.
'Cause I remember one time my mom got mad at me for the boyfriend that I was dating. I thought it was the end of the world. But you know, now it doesn't matter at all. Don't let it get in the way of.
Don't get pregnant. That's one thing. Wear protection if you're gonna do crazy things when you're young.
Oh my god.
How do you set boundaries, and what boundaries should be set in any relationship?
I feel like one big thing is your relationship with other people. If you're ever romantically involved or even sexually involved with somebody, I do not want the person to be, you know, your number 1 to 5 of top people in your life right now.
Oh, 100%. That's so uncomfortable.
Yeah, I feel like, come on, there's so many people out there. Does she really need to be your best friend?
Mm-hmm.
Did she really need to be your best friend?
I feel that on a personal level.
The shade! The shade!
Yeah, that's just not my preference, and if that's a deal breaker for you, then you can go.
I give a lot of trust to my significant other.
In the beginning?
No, it's built.
It's built.
Right? But once you have it, just don't break it. There is a small case though, I would say,
When it's okay to hang
when
out with
it
us?
might be okay.
When?
As long as it's not all the time. I don't
Yeah, if
know.
it's okay, yeah. If it's all the time, that's a little bit weird, but I think there are cases where hanging out with your ex might be okay.
Yeah.
Just depending on how your relationship was and how they broke up, etc.,
Yeah.
how long they dated. I think in
Too
some
many
cases
variables.
okay.
Yeah.
But what really determines this, one person is very uncomfortable and they speak to you about it, I feel like you should
And you don't
respect that.
exactly.
Oh,
exactly.
So I think it's an iterative process, right? So if you bring up an issue, the other person should be like, oh, okay, like I get how you're feeling.
Yes.
I don't care if it's a guy or girl, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You should have the respect to
Not
think
do
about
it.
it.
But
Yeah.
if you're like comfortable with letting me know what you're gonna do,
Yeah.
and I respect that too, and I'm okay with it, then that's fine.
Yeah. It would never be like me telling the guy, oh, never see this person. I would never say that. I'd be like, oh, it just kind of makes me uncomfortable that you did
Subliminal
this or something like
message.
that. Whatever their reaction is to how uncomfortable I am, kind of shows me, yeah, where do you stand? Like if they're just always denying my thoughts, like, oh, you're crazy or something like that.
Like, oh my gosh.
And I don't know, maybe it's not gonna work out.
It's
So,
definitely not gonna work
You
out.
guys would never say, oh, could you not do this? It makes me uncomfortable. You would just say, oh, it makes me uncomfortable when you do this. I think saying, oh, it makes me uncomfortable to do this is a little bit less straightforward.
Too indirect.
Yeah.
But I feel like that should be enough. Like, why do you want to do something that will obviously make me uncomfortable?
It's, I think in the context of not seeing people, I don't think I would ever be like, don't see this person. I would always phrase like, these parts make me uncomfortable. And whatever they do with that information, that's their issue. I feel like just straight up saying, oh, don't see this person. I don't know, I just don't think I would do that.
See, for me personally, I would rather have the guy just straight up say, I would prefer you to not see this person because it makes me uncomfortable because of da-da-da. Like, give me reasons and say you don't want me to see the person and give me, like, a justification, and I would take that better.
I feel like I would get the message if the person said that.
I feel like if they don't get it after a couple times, maybe I will make the message a little bit stronger.
Do you think your trust can be built back once it's broken?
In what way? How is it broken? I think it depends on that.
Lying.
How important was this issue? What are you lying about?
So it depends on the degree of lie to depend on if things can be mended.
Yeah, if it's just like a small, kind of stupid, insignificant lie that just like annoys me to like actually hurt me, then I think that could be
Repair.
repair.
Do you think you guys are straightforward people in relationships?
Yeah, I do actively try to communicate my feelings.
There have been cases, and I'm definitely trying to improve, where I should have brought it up a little bit earlier.
I do that
definitely,
too.
definitely.
All the
For
time.
example, let's say that I really hate when people use spoons. I hate it so much, and then
But you suffered through it for a while.
I just suffer through it. I get pushed until the point where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna break the spoons. Then that's way too far. You should already have said, hey, I don't like spoons.
Yeah.
Right?
Sometimes I hate to bring things up immediately because I don't want to seem like a complainer.
Exactly. Some people say like pick your battles. Like sometimes you gotta just let some small things go so that you don't build up too much fighting and stress. What are your instant deal breakers on a first date? What can a guy do for you to not want to see him again? Oh, I have one. If it's cold. If we're outside,
Yeah.
and it's cold, and I go, oh my goodness, it's so chilly, I forgot to bring my jacket today. And then you have a jacket, and you zip it right up. Deal breaker, I'm not gonna say it again. Come on.
Can you imagine?
I can't. I can't imagine.
When a guy's too forward and you're not feeling it. You're clearly not feeling it.
Oh, when you set your energy?
Read the room.
Yes, someone who's unable to read your energy.
Yeah. Also, if I'm the only person person driving the conversation.
And then he just seems uninterested.
Yeah, he's
Why would I-
boring.
But I know some people who are just very nervous.
Oh, like they're just so shy on the
Yeah, who
first
are
date.
not.
Confidence, bro. That's so important.
This is very childish.
Yeah, confidence is so important.
So would you give somebody a second chance if he was really nervous and didn't say much on the first date?
Probably wouldn't.
I don't think I would because if I can't talk to you, what am I doing?
Too many fish in the sea. You don't need someone who can't communicate with you.
Then maybe you would find someone who brings that spark.
Someone who will make you feel comfortable immediately.
So after you've gone on a flop date and you know you don't want to see the person anymore,
Yeah.
what do you say? Do you say anything? What do you say?
I tell them straight up.
Do you text right after the date, like the night of?
Sometimes you are both on the same page, like, oh yeah, that's not it. And then you both just stop talking to each other. It's understood. But if a person feels differently and wants to go out again, then I would say, like, oh, thank you, but no thank you.
In the cases that you feel the same, do you just drift away?
Yeah.
So it's ghosting. You
Yeah.
both ghost. Like after the date, no one says anything.
I'm trying to think what.
Yeah, that's definitely happened before. Because you both feel like, yeah, this isn't going
Was
anywhere.
not. Yeah. There's just no spark. I think a deal breaker for me is bad hygiene.
Oh,
On
yeah.
the first date and you have bad hygiene,
What if you just came from a
Goodbye.
workout?
no.
Why are you coming?
Yeah,
You
why
see
are you
me
seeing me
after
on the first date and you're like dripping in sweat? Like, hello?
What if it's a hike and he just like gets all sweaty?
You guys are on a hike together? That's not bad hygiene.
You took me on first date, we're going to a restaurant, we said we were gonna eat somewhere. And you have smelly ass hair. You're
You're
wearing
smelling his
like,
hair?
No, let's just say it just stinks that bad. What if he's wearing flip-flops and his toes are crusty as shit? Like,
Yeah, if your nails are super long and there's stuff inside. No, that would scare me.
you'd be like, can I pick them out for you?
Ew.
Oh my god, that's an absolute no.
Have you popped a pimple for somebody else before?
Yeah.
Oh, you have?
I love pop.
Oh, someone's popped my back pimple before. That was kind of embarrassing.
Oh my gosh, why? Did you ask him to?
No, I kept saying no! I was literally, listen, when you have pimples, it's not something that you're like proud of, right? Obviously, it's kind of like embarrassing.
There's a
Especially if it's on
rule,
the
there's a
back
rule.
and you can't see
If
it.
it's something that a person cannot change within 5 minutes, just don't talk about it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's just courtesy.
Should you listen to your friends if they tell you not to date someone?
That's impossible. You're just not going
No,
to.
you're not going to. Doesn't matter.
There's
Your
nothing
parents tell
anyone
you.
can say
Exactly.
if you're in the moment.
Exactly. If you really like someone, I feel like
That's it.
you will never have that sort of intimate relationship with anyone else in the world. Not your friends,
Yeah.
not your family, anyone.
Yeah.
So if someone tells you, oh, this person is bad for you, maybe you'll take it into consideration, but it won't be the driving factor.
It
Exactly.
basically is useless.
It is useless. It's like 3% helpful.
1% if they're hard-headed. So that is all that we have for you guys for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this mukbang with us and hearing us talk about dating and relationships, and I hope you guys gained some hopefully helpful insights to some of your questions. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoy mukbangs like these, and I'll be sure to do more of them, of course, with my favorite roommates. And make sure you guys follow both of them. I'll put all of their social media linked down below. Kaycee also happens to have a YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to it. She has a vlog channel and a Minecraft channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!
Made it clear what I feel for you when you say that we move too fast. Switching up your attitude, making love till you take